I'm going to do something that I don't do normally, but it doesn't matter because I'm here to get across the message that you need to hear, Aries. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off the reading with this card. Sorry, there was something on my lens. A quote, and we're going to get back around to the card, but I'm going to start with a quote, and you need to hear this right off the bat. Hold on. This is it. Compromise breeds resentment. Compromise breeds resentment. Locking yourself into the pretense of what others want will strangle your soul and split you in two. Today, embrace your uniqueness. I am so pleased and honored to be me. So we're going to start right there with you because that is 100% what's going on. Chiron is in your first house. No, I do not want to hear, it's not first house because it's in a different zodiac sign. No. The houses in zodiac signs do not line up perfectly where all the energies are right now. The clusterfuck around the moon is happening in the 9th house. The clusterfuck around the sun is happening around the 10th house. And Chiron and Neptune are all up in your, I believe it's your 12th house of mysteries. So that's the undefined, the unnatural, the impossible, all of that. Chiron is right there, bringing your attention to it and making you realize, I think, making it really evident right now, bigger than anything, of how you have, making it very obvious, almost like replaying a movie of all your failures. Not to torture yourself or torment yourself, but to remind yourself to not make the same mistakes and that you don't want to be stuck in another year or another 10 years of the same old bullshit, because you are deserving of happiness. You have a right to it. And ultimately, Aries, this is the time for you to say, screw it, insist upon it. In your second house is really where the rebellion is happening. So that has to do with finances, right? Your self-esteem, and how much you feel about yourself, or how much of your self-esteem is attached to how much money you make. You know, how you have defined success in your life. Is success being a millionaire? Is success being the senior vice president? Is that success for you? It better be aligned to your happiness, because in a lot of ways it's showing that there's a lot of self-sabotage that's been happening in your life. Now, the North Node is in your 3rd house of communications, so, which is exactly where it belongs, right? North Node belongs Gemini, in that Gemini energy. So what does that mean for you? Well, the North Node is really challenging now fate and destiny and karma. So it's almost like an aha moment in information or intelligence, or a realization that you are so much more capable than you ever thought you were. I'm telling you right now, you're breaking free. You're throwing off the mantles of the bullshit that you've told yourself for the past 50 years, that you have to stay still, you have to dedicate yourself to this, you have to do that, you have to do this, you have to do that, this is irresponsible, that's irresponsible, I have to do the right thing, I have to do, and it's like, no, who told you that? Where did you even get those messages from? And all of this context is being torn out and taken out of the garbage can, and thrown in front of you. Garbage can. They horribly call the 12th house the garbage can of the cosmos, and that's not fair. But it is where basically even philosophers put everything that they can't really comprehend or understand. That it's almost like the 6th sense of the cosmos. This is like when you don't understand it, you say it's you associate it with the 12th house. It's the mystery, right? But ultimately, this is like maybe not understanding yourself, or having for so long kept yourself or your sense of self in the dark, your sense of who you are in the dark, intentionally keeping it as a mystery to yourself, because it might have been the most scary thing in the world. Interesting how that happens. But I tell you, the real rebellion is happening in your first house. Is it? I want to check the charts. Hold on. No, it's in the second house. So, yeah, this is major changes. You know, I have to say, with this energy, Aries, this is when you will be like, screw it. This would be the day when you would be like, screw it. I'm leaving my job. I'm out. I'm done. I have savings. It's time for me to go somewhere. It's time for me to travel. It's time for me to explore. I'm sick of being stuck. You know, that's that ninth house really playing on you, playing on your emotions right now. You know, this passion, this being driven to see other things, experience other things, get a different perspective in life, travel, work on the road, like take an opportunity in a foreign country. Like seriously, this is a time when you say, do I have to be wealthy? Like I want to pick up and I want to go. I want to do something else. I want to learn something else. I want to be challenged again. You know, this is almost like bringing you back to that moment in your life when you may have toured Europe when you were in college, right? That sense of, but I want that freedom. I want that experience. I want that to be my life right now, because ultimately I don't want to, it's not even feeling stuck. It's feeling liberated. Liberated from a mindset that kept you stuck for a very long time. You've got some very powerful cards here. Let's start off with those. First of all, I know there's major change because this guy is here, and he's been coming up for the past 3 readings, right? And he's been telling me that this is karmic. This is a major life change, almost like that feeling of a Saturn return, but not a Saturn return. But Saturn is really sort of popping, like popping off things in your life, making you realize things, making you realize you have to change or you want to change, making you want to change. You are a spirit. You are on a spiritual journey beyond the sky. So it's not the sky's the limit. It's a sense of, I need to bring more spirituality into my life on earth. It can't be void. One cannot be without the other. And it's a sense of incorporating a sense of spirituality and a sense of connectivity with the cosmos, with the divine, with the unknown. Incorporating it into your everyday and what you do in life. Like not having them separate anymore. Tearing down the veil between the two. And if what you have been doing for money or for building your life, because a lot of this stuff is happening in your 10th house, 9th, 10th house is like whoosh, blowing it apart. If you have felt a spiritual void, you're just going to up and leave. You are the sovereign of the seen and unseen world. Infinite possibilities. This is your uniqueness, right? And this card also, and that's why I started out with this quote, it talked about your uniqueness. It talked about you finally embracing your uniqueness and maybe even recognizing that you are one. You are the only one. And that's okay. You're okay going solo, but you're not solo. I can guarantee that to you. And if you have spent a lot of time alone, it's because you really haven't fulfilled who you are or let out who you are or showed the world who you are, showed the world, hey, I'm here. There's a sense of being in isolation for too long and not finding people who get you simply because you haven't been yourself out loud. You may have been out loud, you may have been boisterous, you may have been blunt, and being Aries, you probably are all those things, but that doesn't mean you've actually been true to yourself out loud. There's a difference. And this is showing your uniqueness out loud. Like not keeping it secret anymore. Also, believing in fucking fairy tales. Like daring to take the chance on something that makes no freaking sense. But it doesn't have to. It doesn't have to, because the sense that it makes, or it's speaking to your heart or your heart space. And that's all the sense that it needs to make, is that you know it's right, or that it seems right, or that you want it to be right. And if you feel a sense of inspiration, this is what you go after. This is also a unique chance or a unique opportunity to change your life. I swear to God, this is when all Aries like pack up their briefcases, throw them out the window and be like, I'm done. Now I'm a hippie in the Caribbean and I'm going to build my life selling Coronas on the beach. Like that, this is... Not that all of you are going to pick up and do that. No, but that this is the moment. This is that kind of energy that's in your life right now saying, fuck it, why do I feel responsible for these things? Why have I held on to these concepts for so long in my life? This is living in the moment. Like seeing the beauty of what is in front of you, seeing just simple things, little things, all of a sudden being the most magnificent and the most beautiful things. You know, it's like, in other words, it was almost right there in front of your eyes the whole time, and you just didn't see it. You are the joy bringer. You bless the world with positivity and love. You want to know why? I will let you know why. Because it's time to release the negative energy. And that's what you're doing. This is scorpionic energy. This is the want of revenge, the desire, the memories of heartache and hardship. And this is releasing it, letting it go. Letting go of anything that's been constantly causing you pain. Recognizing that it's not worth the fight. It's not worth the struggle. Right? It's not worth the battle. And battle is so often what Aries is just, it feels so right in. Being in Aries, it just feels right to always fight, to always be in constant competition, to be constantly in the ring. But now it's like, no, I want to fight smart, not fight long, not fight hard, fight smart. Right? This is about winning an unexpected battle, a battle that was more about logic and because I have to fight it. It's like, what is the fight you really have to fight? What is the battle that's really in front of you? And that's what's going to become very obvious to you right now. The battle that you really should be fighting. Not all the other battles, you know, winning the director or senior vice presidentship, or winning the lottery, winning a contract, whatever. It's not those battles. Those battles are a distraction. This is the big old battle, and it's the battle against yourself and what you're hiding in the dark and what you've been feeling for a long time and what you've held secret and kept secret inside of yourself. And this is that negativity just being released, a sense of, I can't be here anymore. I literally have to not be in this sickened, weakened, and very compromised position anymore. This is also in some ways destroying or deteriorating your life, because think of Pluto or Plutonic energy. A sense of being in a situation, in a circumstance. I can tell you right now, if you're in a relationship with a Scorpio, there is definitely a sense of being in a constant battlefield, being on a constant battle. And for what reason? You know, and if you have an extremely healthy relationship, I don't need to know it. What that means is simply maybe the two of you fighting the battles together, or you having to fight the battle inside of yourself, finally being able to release whatever the toxicity, release the toxicity that was sabotaging the relationship or threatening to sabotage the relationship. But whatever it is, it's literally battling against the toxicity itself. Not all these other battles to make you look like you're okay, but ultimately you're not. And it's got to do with how you live your life, how you travel, where you go in the world, and what you build in the world, your career. There's been an uphill battle here, a struggle. And I think it comes in a lot of ways. It comes in, am I happy? Do I even know what I love anymore? Or have I separated myself so far from it that I'm not even aware of it right now? This is you, of course, because you're always going to be in Aries. Be bold and make the first move to release the negativity, to get it out of your life. And this is, once again, this energy, don't sweat the small stuff. Letting it go and releasing. There's something here that's been building, because a mouse is a representative of an illness or a sickness or a toxicity that's built up over time. It's like, oh, it's just a little mouse, no big deal. And it's like, you know, something that you've constantly been putting away, and then it builds over time and it festers, and it also makes things sick over time. So this is a sense of what's been making you sick over time, finally paying attention to it and realizing, wow, it's a lot bigger than I thought it was. This isn't something that I could just keep blowing off and it's all going to be okay. It's actually become something that's been very toxic and kind of suppressed me and kept me down. And this is a sense of not going to let that happen anymore. Decorate, enjoy life, believe in the beauty of it. You know, in some ways, I was like, it's almost like stop pretending. Enough is enough. You know, with all the superfluous stuff, like the stuff that makes things, oh, everything is fine, everything is wonderful. You know, like the societal benchmarks of, you know, what makes life good, but ultimately that's a bunch of bullshit. It's like you're throwing away the bullshit. And taking a totally different turn. Totally different turn. This is a permanent change. It's going to change your life and it's going to change your direction. And the key is to travel and explore new directions and new potentials and new possibilities. The key for this is permanent change. Is allowing yourself to become a traveler or to get out there and start exploring maybe different places, especially with the 9th house. With starting out this week, the moon is in the 9th house. So is Venus. Sense of exploration, a sense of finding yourself again and finding maybe even companionship as you travel. Let's see what our spiritual guides have to say, our animal guides. Remember, there's always an extended reading, and that's where I get into particulars and basically ask the question, what does Aries need to do, and what is the major challenges that are getting in their way, right? And that includes your romance reading as well. That link is right below this video, and if you're watching on a cell phone or something, you're gonna have to click that little down arrow, and it'll drop down the description box, and you'll see the link right there under the video. You can also subscribe directly to Vimeo if you want to. You can subscribe directly there, and you'll get access to the extended readings, but a day before it shows up on YouTube. And that's where I also publish my weekly astrological forecasts. So you can find them right on Vimeo for free. My website, you can subscribe there directly to my website, BornwithoutBoundriesTarot.com, or over on Instagram. I post it over on Instagram too. I also do live readings on Instagram, and I'd love for you to join me. Born_without_boundaries over on Instagram. Monday through Fridays I'm on there doing live readings, except for now because I'm recovering and because I've been sick, and I'm not doing personal readings right now because I'm recovering because I've been sick. Check out my website if you're interested in personal readings. The calendar will open up as soon as I know that I'm well enough to be able to handle the load. And then, yeah, please do subscribe to the channel. Help the channel grow. If you really like this video, give it a thumbs up. And then share it on your profiles, Twitter, Facebook, wherever, because that really helps the channel grow. And click that bell so that you get notified. I upload between 12 and 14 videos every single week. Sun, moon, rising sign, check them all, right? Aries specific information comes out every single Thursday. Let's get into your spirit guide or animal totem, Aries, Aries, Aries. What these do will tell you what messages are being sent from spirit and what you should look out for. Like, or how the messages will be delivered. I knew it was gonna pop. Knew it was gonna pop. Because it feels like it's been building for quite some time. All right, so you've got a few warnings in here. What we start off with is collaboration. There is always enough, and be playful. This is mutable energy, Gemini, Pisces energy, a sense of wanting to have fun, wanting to be playful, being emotionally connective, being able to connect, getting together. This is almost like being a fucking hippie. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is almost like literally rolling around the earth being a fucking hippie. And this was in your past. So it's almost like you were a lot more nomadic when you were younger. That's what I'm calling you out on it. I'm going to say that to you. You were a lot more open to just being fun, having fun, and basically learning by playing, learning through having fun, as well as maybe collaborating or being with multiple partners. You know, not being with just one partner, but being with, being with where the day takes you, falling in love and experiencing love as an extension of the experience and the adventure around you. There's also a sense of just really, yeah, it's light energy, and there was always so much abundance around. There seemed so much an abundance of opportunity, of new experiences. There's also an abundance of emotional conversation. You used to be able to talk to somebody openly and fluently. So this could go for people who are, you know, more in long-term relationships, a sense of you used to be able to talk to somebody very fluently. It used to be a healthy, like the two of you talk to each other about everything. And now it's time to heal. There's just this sense of there's been a toxicity that has settled in. This is Kundalini energy. So very, very sexual heat, passion, lots of sexual passion. But that could have been where you got stuck, right? Transforming. This is scorpionic energy. So this is definitely sexuality. This is a sense of, it's almost like, but I gotta say, it's almost like relying on sex for everything, like going to the bedroom instead of talking, like not talking anymore, talking through sex. This is 1155. I have been seeing those numbers like crazy on my every time I look at a clock. It's 1155. This is awakening to a change that needs to happen, to something that all of a sudden just bursts, to growing up and expanding and changing. This is fitting in. This is Libra energy. Changing partnership, realizing a truth about a partnership, and recognizing that you've sort of just been going through the motions and blending in somewhere or for someone. This is really interesting. Oh, shit. Okay. So this is all on its side that it came out. And I gotta say, I think it's upturned. Trust in divine detours. The abundant universe will provide. Trust in the magic. I feel like you've been going through the motions. This is almost like it may look like you're living the right life. It may look like you're doing the right thing, but somehow it's just surface. There's something going on just on the surface. Underneath, there's not much depth to it. You're just kind of like churning and burning and not doing the same old thing over and over again. But hey, it looks good. It looks good on the surface. This is something on the surface. Yeah. You haven't really taken any new turns, which is why there hasn't been any big breakthroughs. There's not any real changes. Just maybe a sense of sort of being, it's almost like you're being stuck based on this Taurus energy that abundant universe will provide. It's like maybe you say the words out loud, but do you really believe it? Interesting question. And then you have seeing clearly, getting to the heart of the matter, understanding and realizing that there is not only a need to change. There is not only, you need to change. It's like understanding what has to change. And now we come over here to the future, and you're stuck. You're stuck. Coming up for air. Not wanting to change, trying to stay. What is keeping you stuck? Not wanting to change. It's definitely more the Taurus energy, stubbornness. Where's Taurus? For you again, I keep forgetting. Rebirth is assured. There's some sort of stuck or stagnation, or feeling stuck and stagnated because of finances. I think that that's intentional. I think it's intentional because it's kind of like trying to force you out of the comfort zone of wherever you are with your finances right now. And whatever is a financial burden on you, there's just a sense of, I want to get rid of it. There's also the truth about something. Could be a truth about a Cancerian, truth about a transition that you're making in your life. Why are you really doing it? Or knowing or realizing that you need to make a change, a permanent change. Let's get into your angel messages for Aries. See what the angels have to say. Wow. Sacred knowledge. Close your eyes and focus on your breath. Feel the peace within. Beyond your thoughts lies your eternal truth. The I am presence of eternal love. Yeah, this is something that you haven't acknowledged in yourself for a long time. Heart and soul. When making your decision, take into account what your heart and soul are saying. Sometimes the mind can deceive us. Choose through love, not fear. I feel like this is a conversation that you haven't had for the past 25, 30 years. Archangel Michael, the path is now clear. I have removed all obstacles in your way. You can move forward now with ease and confidence. You will achieve what your heart desires. You can finally move around again. I think that you finally have freedom. Or you have to push for freedom now, because freedom is the key for you. Think global. You are being encouraged to spread your wings. Think global. That's so crazy. I think you are thinking global. You don't want to be stuck anymore. You think outside the square. You are a citizen of the world. Expand your vision. Imagine the world within your heart. Embrace it. Surround it with love. Let it be, and so it will be. This is time. Take the trip. Take the vacation. Compassion. It doesn't have to be a long trip, especially with the North Node really playing a big part, and that's falling in your third house. There's a sense of maybe you just need to visit somebody nearby, like a close, like drivable distance. Compassion. When you show greater compassion towards yourself, the universe automatically responds by showering you with greater blessings. Let's see how this plays out directly in your life. We're going to get to the specifics. The link to tarot is below. I'll see you guys over there.